Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Daphne with Relax with Daphne. So glad you're here. It's a lot going on in the world. And so part of the reason why I started my channel is because I know that a lot of people need to find new ways to relax. And this has been an area of specialty, my specialty for quite a while, since I studied Reiki in 2008. So very, very happy that you're here with me today. And we're going to do some really interesting intentions tonight, especially around the nervous system. And before we get started, I just want to remind you that I do have a sound bath coming up this Sunday. And let's see, let's get rid of this comment. I have a sound bath on Sunday. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And it's a wonderful way to relax and to adjust the nervous system. Hi, Acadian Proud. Hello, Diane G. and Lauren. Welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Okay, so let's talk about the nervous system. We're generally considering 4 basic responses of the nervous system to stimulus in the world around us, right? This is automatic. It's not necessarily under our conscious control. We have 4 basic responses. We fight, we flee or flight, there's fawn and freeze. And every week we're going through one of these and doing an intention around healing around that. So for flight, these are really useful responses from the nervous system to what's happening in the world around us. And flight is running away from danger. That is an excellent strategy when you need it. When you are physically in danger, running away is exactly the right thing to do. But what happens when it tips into a technique that's not appropriate, it's not necessary, but we go to it over and over again because we are stuck in a form of self-sabotage. And this can manifest as perfectionism, over-analyzing things, constantly preparing, but you're never ready to launch and do anything about it. I have a friend who calls it getting ready to get ready, and it is a form of self-sabotage that is very sneaky. And all of these responses from the nervous system can happen multiple times every day. And I know that I use all of these strategies to cope with the stress in my life. And sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's not. And I want to be in charge of my response to things. And yes, procrastination, absolutely. And I want to have control over my responses to what's going on in life. And, you know, it's also means that you don't always have access to all of your executive function. You can't make good decisions. You can't draw on the past or imagine a future. You're in the moment, but you're not present in your body and you're not present with the people around us. So that's why we want to have just the right amount of response to stimulus, right? We want just the right amount of flight. When we need to run, we need to run. But otherwise, how are we tipping over into self-sabotage? And I think I said last week, anytime a strength goes too far, then it becomes a weakness. And that is certainly true of these aspects of the nervous system. Yes, chatterbrain. Yeah, that's a good description of it. Thank you, Lauren. Yes. Okay, so today we have 3 intentions that we're going to do. And the first one is for one of our lovely Lighthearted Healers. Her father has had some surgery, and we're going to intend for him. But before we do that, hi, Sonia. Welcome. And glad you're here. Hello, hello. Okay, so let's go ahead and breathe together for 3 minutes. I use the heart math quick coherence technique where you put your hand over your heart. Excuse me, I'm just going to get rid of those. You put your hand over your heart and you imagine breathing through the heart space and thinking of gratitude, appreciation, love, joy, any of the happy emotions that we feel in our hearts and in our bodies. And this helps our nervous system. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'll use one of my sound bowls to chime us in. And let's just breathe together. And this technique works really well when you inhale for 4, 5, 6 very comfortably. Slightly longer exhale, 5, 6, 7. Inhaling, exhaling, slightly longer exhale. You might feel your shoulders drop. You might feel a little shift in your brain. Breathing in and out through the heart space. Nowhere else to be right now, nothing else to do. Breathing in and out. Opening the heart chakra. Tapping into those feelings of loving gratitude, appreciation. And we could even start by appreciating our heart. And the heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. It's really quite amazing. Breathing in and out. And as you do this, you're actually moving into the parasympathetic nervous system. That's where you can rest and digest and heal. And you're also bringing your brain and your heart into coherence. Breathing in and out. In and out. You can soften your gaze. Really feel into that heart space. And now, if you would consciously connect to me, heart to heart, in this space that we've created. Breathing in and out. All of us connected on this high level of vibration, of appreciation and gratitude and love. Breathing in and out. It's safe to connect in this sacred space, heart to heart, not only with everyone here right now, but whenever you watch this video. Because this connection and these intentions transcend time and space. We are now connected. And our first intention tonight, let me get the music set up here. Okay. I'll read the intention, and then you can drop it from your brain into your heart and send it spiraling out. We now intend that Maurice in New York recovers fully from abdominal surgery, a Whipple procedure, immediately, permanently, and in complete comfort, moving forward in life, healthy and well in every way. Allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra. Send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Maurice and release it with love. And keep in mind anything you may have experienced or seen during the intention to share afterwards in the chat. And I'll tell you what I saw. It was very interesting. Hi, Barbara. Hi. Hi, Bora Bora. Hi, Diane G. Welcome. Okay, our second intention. You may be aware that there is big demonstrations planned for this weekend, and they're called No Kings. And tonight we're going to intend for the quality of the experience of everyone participating and those of us who may be watching. We now intend that all No Kings gatherings on Saturday, October 18, 2025 are lawful, safe, peaceful, joyful, and meaningful. So allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra. Send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention and release it with love. Hi, Roslyn. Hi, Janet. Glad you're here. Our final intention is for all of us. Remaining healthy and well in every way, we now intend to notice when our natural flight response becomes self-sabotage and to release immediately, completely, and permanently any and all unhelpful stress. So allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra. Send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention and release it with love. And so it is. I wonder if anyone else felt that during that last intention. I felt my whole body just relax and just a certain stillness came in. It was really, really, really nice and relaxing. So, what did you experience during those meditations? We meditated for Maurice in New York. Love to hear what you saw for him or felt or experienced during the intention. And there's also the intention for the No Kings Day. See what happened when you went in and connected to the energy of around those events. And then for all of us to notice when that flight reaction comes up, and then we're going to release any unnecessary stress. Obviously, if you need to physically run away, you're going to run away. But if it's just a difficult conversation or uncomfortable interaction, we can notice it and we can notice our body and we can release the stress, and then we can make better decisions. Diane G says, for the first intention for Maurice, she didn't get any visual impressions, but felt very calm, peaceful, and rested. Yes, I love that. Yeah, and the beautiful thing about this style of meditation is that when you see that for them, you're also benefiting from the power of that relaxation, that peace and calm. Yeah, that's amazing. That's wonderful. And by the way, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You might be a visual person and you'll get images. You might be a clairsentient person and you're going to get sensations. You might see colors. You might hear a song. There's all kinds of ways to interact with the quantum field. And Candace says she also felt calm, peace, and feeling rested. Yes, that's wonderful. Yeah, for something really interesting happened to me during that intention. I've been intending with groups in this style since 2019, most weeks, sometimes several times in a week, and this is the first time where I deliberately gathered up all of the intention energy coming from all of you and put it into one large stream of energy going to Maurice and to the quantum field. And that was really fascinating because that's never happened to me before. I didn't consciously decide to do that, but I think it speaks to the power of joining together. The style of meditation I learned from in a book called The Power of Eight, and the author just randomly chose 8 people to get together to send out these meditations, and it works with just one person, it works with 2 people, it works with 200 people, 2,000 people, 20,000 people. These intentions are really, really powerful. So I saw him, very interesting. I saw his life path take sort of a jog to the left and went forward. And it was just as strong and bright and energetic as it was before the surgery. And yet there was something richer and more meaningful about his life after the surgery. I don't know what he does or what his interests are, but there's something about it's not like making the most of every day, like hustle and grind. It wasn't like that. It was, there's more joy available because he's paying attention. It was really, really beautiful and amazing. Okay, let's see what else happens here. All right, Diane had a response for the No Kings protest. She felt a lot of anger, but also felt that the anger needs to be heard and released. So I just continued to send white light to everyone. Yes, yes. Yeah, this is a little bit of remote viewing of the future. You're tapping into the emotions of that event. Really interesting. Okay, so for the third intention, I think I was telling you that I felt very calm and very peaceful, but I also saw like scenes from different movies where I was in a situation where in the past I might have reacted emotionally to something going on, and I might have missed what the whole point of it was, right? Someone comes to me, says something, and I immediately get that flight response, so I can't literally even hear what they're trying to tell me. And I saw that happen over and over and over again. And this time I just was able to calmly listen and then make an assessment and then respond in a way that I could be really proud of later, right? Like how many times have we reacted in the moment and then felt we could have done better, right? I didn't need to react that way. I didn't mean to come off like that. I didn't mean to say those things. Well, this is the key to never having to do that again. Working with the nervous system and acting appropriately, slowing down, paying attention. Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking at the chat here. JV0019, thank you to everyone and sending so much love to all of you as well. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the last intention. For Diane G, she writes, I felt very relaxed and in my body. Yes, I saw that not only will we be more aware when we're feeling the flight response, but we'll be more curious as to why we're feeling it. That is fantastic. And I often think of curiosity as the antidote to fear, right? So often fear is prompting that flight response. But if we can take the fear out of it or say, why am I reacting like this? Then we have an opportunity to respond the way we want to. Let's see. JV0019 writes, for the No King's Day, I received a visual of almost a parade of people in costumes with light decreasing the darkness on the other side of the street. Oh, wow. That's very visual, really interesting. Thank you. And let's see. Oh, this is cute. The interesting thing is I remember dreaming last night of myself taking a group of people through meditation and calming them down. Yes, the world needs more of that. Fear of success and fear of failure, you bet. Yeah. And it's really it's such a great time to be alive because we now know way more about the body's response, the brain's response, how we can work with them. Have you ever heard about the most powerful person in any room is the person whose breath is the most calm? So think about that. In every meeting you've ever been, there's one person who is calm and whose breath is really, really calm. And those people have power, whether they have positional power, like they have a big title, like they're the boss, or they have personal power because they have self-control, they have presence, they have awareness. Yeah, it is possible. Candace writes, I didn't have a vision, but I was hoping that everyone is safe and having a good time at the protests. And the protests will be very big. Yes. Yeah, the energy feels massive and it feels fun. Like what I saw at the end of that intention was I saw people afterwards coming home, putting their signs away, taking off their coats and unwinding their scarves if they live in a cold climate. And they were basically saying, it was awesome. We had so much fun. It was a great time. Right? So sending love and calming, protective, and positive white light to the guides and angel to use to protect the protesters and the media reporting. Yes. Yes. And Crystal Ascension, they have an inner knowing. I think you're talking about the people with personal power because they have self-mastery. Yeah. And it ties into your development, the development of your spiritual practice, right? You know who you are. You know who everybody around you is. No human being is better than another human being. We're all here having this human experience, and we will go back to our home, our soul home, and everything will make sense. You know, once this is over, it will all make sense. And in the moment, every act of kindness, every loving thought, I just got chills saying that, is the best we can do in every moment. And when we're in the fear state, when we are, you know, our nervous system is activated and we're ready to flee and we don't have that self-discipline, we have the opportunity to notice and change and be kind to ourselves, be kind to everybody around us. Yeah. Well, thank you. That was really lovely to meditate with all of you. So we have Barbara has a response too. For no kings, I saw hundreds of thousands of people being calm, peaceful, having fun, using their collective energy to help each other rise above any fear they may be feeling. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Barbara. That's fantastic. And I don't know if you know, but if there are those of you who cannot go and attend one in person for whatever reason, you don't want to, there's nothing nearby, there are several online that people in the disabled community have created. So you can join a virtual No King's Day rally as well. Okay, all right. So we have a tradition here. And that is at the end of the meeting, we disentangle our energy from the group using that same breathing technique. Thank you, Diane. It is indeed disentangle time. And this is part of a really good energy hygiene practice, right? At the end of collective energy, you withdraw your energy, send everybody else's energy back to them, and we leave the circle with our own energy intact. So let's all chime us in and we will breathe together. Oops. There we go. Whew. Letting those shoulders drop, softening your gaze if you want. Close your eyes. You can relax knowing that you've done good work tonight. Really, really good work. We can trust these intentions. We don't have to carry them with us. We don't have to carry any concerns with us as we move through our day. And we're going to just pay attention to our nervous system this week. And I hope you'll come back next week and tell me how you did. Paying attention, being present, slowing your reactions down, breathing in and out. In 4, 5, 6. Exhaling slightly longer. 5, 6, 7. Feeling that calm at the center of your mind and body. Feeling that disconnection from the group energy. Fully inhabiting your body. Being grateful for this body and our earthly experience. Grateful for you joining these intentions and adding your light to the world. Inhale and exhale. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.